You're listening to WXDU Durham 88.7. This is the Pinhook Podcast. We're interviewing musicians, sculptors, performers, curators, partiers, collaborators that work with the queer community to uplift the voices of marginalized folks working as artists in the greater NC area or those that are traveling through. Tune in on Fridays at 10:30 a.m. on WXDU 88.7 in Durham, North Carolina. Or find these episodes on the Pinhook Patreon or Substack. You're listening to WXDU. You are listening to WXDU. That's what you're doing. Can you hear me, everybody? Seems
Hello?
like you can. Yeah. We are here today on this show that has been ever evolving, and we are interviewing Lilian.
Hi.
Lilian, state your name and your position at WXDU. Huh?
Yeah, so I'm Lilian.
Yes, you are.
And I am the music director of XDU.
Okay, what does that even mean? Say what that means.
Right. So, the music you're listening to here.
Yeah.
So we get music at the station and we review them and we play them on air, and there's kind of like a complicated process of selecting what music to play and then having each person review an album and then come back with like an actual like printed out review that we paste onto the CD or record. And then we put it on rotation and people can play it during their shows. But yeah, that's the main thing we do, and we've been doing it since like the 80s. So
Whoa.
whoa.
Really? I saw some pictures in here that were like you've been doing the music director position or something? Or the reviewing?
No, I haven't been music director since the
70s.
Yeah, no, unfortunately. But I just mean like that the process of doing that has been passed on since like a long time ago, and I think it's like a tradition that we respect as a station. But obviously we have like digital promos now, so we do things digitally too, but
that's so cool.
Conceptually, like, it's the same.
Physical media. There's like, if you come in here, there's stacks of records that you can just pour through with your hands.
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
Yeah.
I remember my first time DJing here, I was like, what? Like, also the local section is huge.
Yeah, that's like my favorite section probably. Well, my favorite section is probably the local 7 inches.
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
Which is just a box, I guess. But the 7 inches are great because they're like very much from a specific era. Like a lot of like the 90s local stuff, like people press cheap 7 inches. So there's a lot of bands that like don't release anything else other than 7 inches. And it's just like an awesome format because people also like to do like split 7 inches.
Yeah.
And it's just like cool to see like what bands have played together where we're friends, and yeah, it's awesome.
Oh my God, that's actually really cool. It's not like, check out this person on this song. It's like, no, we're going to release together.
Exactly.
It's really sweet. Also, like, honestly, shared financial costs.
Yeah,
I mean, releasing stuff is ridiculous, and how capitalism kills us is by making us pay for everything individually. Well, in so many other ways, but like,
yeah,
it's impossible.
Yeah, and you can see like the old, like for example, like the old merge 7 inches.
Yeah,
are like super handcrafted and like not like a, mass produced record sleeve or whatever. Like it's, I don't know, it's just cool to think about because you have like remnants of like early merge era when it's still run out of like, I guess Laura and Mac's bedroom or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
Like you see like merge now, or I'm not trying to call out or in merge. It's just anything that's like bigger now. And you're like, oh, that big record label. But you're like, dude, that started when they were like kids.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see that because it's like the things that you're doing now or that other people are doing as kids, or you're not a kid, but like younger people are doing, like can grow into something that's still punk at its like ethos, and doesn't have to, whatever. It's just like it can move and change, and it will. It's cool.
Yeah. And like, I guess it's like, it's impossible for like actual record labels to do everything by hand,
Totally.
So I think it's just like, it's cool because the local section is like an exception because people can just make stuff and like burn CDs, and it'll like someone at the station will review it. And
That's
so yeah,
cool.
it's just awesome.
That's like a cool priority of a station too, to like really focus on the local scene.
And I think it's also very much like what music we put out is completely dependent on like the community of DJs we have that are reviewers. So it definitely reflects the taste like of the station that's very like subjective and personal. Instead of like, oh, what should be popular right now, or like what should be not popular right now.
Okay, that just really made me want to be a reviewer.
Yeah, it's like, it's great because also like I think it's cool that a lot of it is due to chance. Like I was talking with Stingy, who's like the music director like a few years ago, but also in the 2000s when he was like a college student, and he was like, yeah, like back in the old days, I guess, like they would get like a random old CD, and then his friend reviewed it and was like, oh, this is pretty cool, and then it turned out to be like a super like popular Animal Collective release in the future, but like no one knew it back then. It was just like they thought it sounded cool, and that's why they reviewed them.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, I think that's just awesome. Like
in like an age of inorganic like social media and all this stuff, it's like, yeah, algorithms and whatever, like, yeah, this is popular, people are looking at it, so it will be more popular. Like having people's eyeballs on something, and like their ear balls being like, yo, this is actually cool, I love this, I want to share it, is kind of rare.
And or just like having something shoved in your face versus having like hundreds of like random like mail packages that you unpack and accidentally discover something like amazing. I feel like there's something super cool about that.
Do people still mail stuff here?
Yeah, we still get so much mail
from like individuals and
mostly like labels and independent artists and promoters. But we get a lot of like random stuff too.
Totally. What's the most? Can you think of a random thing, or we can sit on it? And
we've gotten like shirts, we've gotten letters, which was really sweet. I think one time, I'm like kind of a big fan of Hotline TNT.
And like, who are playing soon, right?
Yeah, I think so. They tour through the area a lot, but 2 years ago, like we got like a letter being like, oh, I heard someone play us on the radio, like thank you so much.
Oh,
it was really sweet.
Like a written letter?
Yeah, like a written letter.
Holy
from
cannoli.
TNT, but yeah, that was awesome.
That's so cool.
Yeah, because sometimes I forget that people like actually listen when I'm doing my show. So
no,
it's
I
a
feel
good
that
reminder.
too. Like, because you don't have any like metrics or whatever that are like. Okay, so this is rad. I want to hear so much more about your experience and like what's going on, and I want you to convince everybody to be a WXDU DJ and reviewer. That is the goal of this broadcast. And I want you and me to convince everybody who works here to like bring music to local venues and to like engage in community outside of the radio station, because that is one of the coolest things about getting to know you that has been rad. As I run the Pinhook, we're interviewing Lilian here. What's your last name?
Fan.
Lilian Fan, that's right. I knew that. On WXDU about lots of things, mostly being the music director and being in bands and being rad. And I'm Kym, and I run the Pinhook, and it's a small venue in downtown Durham that's been around for 17 years. And I think the thing is that's exceptional about like getting to know you is that I feel like I'm reconnecting with Duke and WXDU and Duke Coffeehouse and like that cool like sort of scene that I feel like I was in when I was a youngin, like when I was playing music a lot more, and then, or at least I don't know, just going to shows and being out more in the world, and then it's sort of a dip in my life and whatever, but also I feel like you really have re-energized this like, hey, let's put on some shows like the Big Pop show or like, you know, or like I'm in a band too and I want to play and I'll play. Like I saw Little Chair. We should play some Little Chair.
Okay.
I saw a Little Chair play many times, but once at the Pinhook where like I was like, this is it. You're like sitting on the floor. You guys all changed instruments, and then you're sitting on the floor with like a glockenspiel or something. Am I wrong? Or I don't know.
Something like that.
You're like banging something with a stick, and it was like, God, like music is bad. Like this, it's like this is a cool scene. People are just experimenting and doing whatever. But yeah, let's play some Little Chair so we can give our voices a break, and then we're gonna come back and talk about how you got into this in the first place.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we have choices.
Oh gosh.
Okay, should I just go random? But do you like?
Yeah, I don't want input on playing
Okay.
my music. So you should make something.
Are you catching this? Okay, here we go. We're gonna play Summer Wow because that is happening now.
True. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, we're doing it. Here we go.
Wait, I don't
definitely not
remember
that
Summer
right now.
Wow something like that, but that's awesome.
Okay, I had to do something different. Here is where we'd have the tracks that the artists have been talking about. But since those tracks are protected, which go artists, we love that. We love you. Go buy all their music. We're just gonna put them on our Spotify playlist that we'll share in our show notes. And on to the next part of the interview. Thanks for listening. You're listening to WXDU. Oh, WXDU. 88.7 Durham. Does XDU have like the point, or WXDU 88.7 the claw? Do you know what I mean? Like, no, you don't. Okay.
No.
If anyone else does out there,
Wait, what do you mean? Like,
that's a good question.
like something you say after 88?
Yeah, there's like, I don't know. There's the point.
The point.
I don't even know what it is, but they have like a. Okay, we'll talk about that later because I can't. And I don't know any other radio station right now off the top of my head, but I've heard it before. Like 88.7, the thing. Anyway,
I'll think on it. That
okay.
sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like another kind of call sign or something.
Yeah.
But moving on. That was Little Cherry. We're interviewing Lilian Fan. This is a radio hour run by me, Kym Register, and I'm running the Pinhook. That's sort of like the Pinhook radio hour, but it's not. I don't think I could do that. But anyway, here we are. Lilian and I wanted to talk about Little Chair for a minute, right? Like, how'd you get that name? What is this band? That's amazing. What's your music? Okay, here's the bigger question. What's your musical journey sort of in like coming to Durham?
Yeah.
Like you're playing music, not your XDU, just you music.
Right. So I came to Durham for school, and I didn't really play any like, instruments. I mean, I played piano growing up, but I kind of hated it. I was like, I hate music. I came here
We're gonna pull that.
And then I'm like, wait, actually I love music. But I was trying to like find bandmates and friends, I guess. And so I kind of stumbled upon XDU and Coffeehouse, which I can talk more later. But in the process I met Charlotte and Claire, who are my bandmates in Little Chair now. It was like in my freshman year, and none of us knew how to play like guitars or anything. I mean,
So cool.
I think Charlotte knew some chords, so we started like jamming and trying to write songs, and then we did a few open mics at Coffeehouse. So that was really helpful for us. I remember just like sitting under a tree like outside of Coffeehouse, and then me telling Charlotte like, "Oh, Charlotte, can you play something that sounds like da-na-na-na-na?" She would try to play it because I don't know how to play the guitar. And then I slowly like picked up the bass. And Little Chair is actually Lilian, Charlotte, and Claire combined into like.
Oh man. Dang. I wonder how there's like another Little Chair in the house somewhere on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, how did you come up with your name? It's not half as cool as that. Like that's like what?
Yeah, so it's kind of meaningless. But
So I love a meaningless band name.
great.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I feel like those stick. I don't know.
Yeah.
But okay, but go back to how did you find the coffee? What is the coffee house? How did you find it?
Yeah, so Coffeehouse is like a student-run venue.
What?
What?
That is so cool.
At Duke. So it's pretty interesting. It's like funded by like the university and students, and all the programming is done by students.
What? Literally, like I know this, and it's still blowing my mind.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
it's like kind of crazy to think about that. Like you're like a college student, and you can just book shows, but it's like a great deal.
Yeah.
But anyways, I came to the school kind of feeling like, gosh, like it's kind of tough out here. But I like before school, I knew like I wanted to join a college radio station, so I was always on the lookout for WXDU.
How did you know that? Like, were you
Um,
just like,
I was like really into music, and I had a high school English teacher that would like share music with me.
that's cool.
Yeah, and it was very impactful to me. And then he was like, "Hey, like because he's from the States, and he was like, I was in a college radio station at my state school, so you should check out, like, wherever you go, you should check out if there's a college radio station there." And I was like, yeah, I will.
Yeah, changing
So-
people's lives out here.
I know, and
That's
so
cool.
I was doing my research of like all of the college radio stations in different universities, and I came across XDU, and like there was this Bandcamp interview on WXDU with like the program music directors and general manager. I think it was like Evan, Morgan, Aaron, Zoe. They were students here, I think, in 2018.
Okay.
So like I kind of like, when I was researching, it was like maybe they were doing that interview 4 years ago.
Yeah,
um,
cool.
Yeah, so I was like, this is awesome. And then I went to listen to all the local bands they mentioned, and I was like, wow, this place sounds like great. Because like before that, also I'm like an international student from China, so I had no idea what America looked like. And then so I was like, wow, Durham sounds great. Like,
I mean, yeah, totally.
like based on the bands.
That's
I had
so
no other
cool.
reference. But yeah, so I came here and I was looking for XDU. And then I met Mina, who was the general manager for Coffeehouse and I think at one point XDU. And so I kind of like was hearing about this place called Coffeehouse, but I had no idea where it was or like what it was. Like I was just like, oh, what is this place? And she's like, oh yeah, people come here and chill. Like she didn't even say there were performances or anything. Yeah, she was like, yeah, like people come here and chill. Sometimes they like come here to pregame before like a party. And I was like, okay. and then like fast forward to like a few weeks later, I was like walking around on campus at night, and then I kind of walked like behind the Kroll building where Coffeehouse was, and there happened to be like really loud music coming out of there and like, crazy light situation going on. And so I was super curious, and like I walked up the staircase, and it was strange. It was like a guy, which is my friend now, but he was like, he had like orange hair and like an all orange outfit, and he was playing like I think like jungle or like breakcore music, and there were like 3 people in the audience.
Oh man.
And
Yeah.
they're all dancing super weird.
Yes.
And I was like, this is awesome. So I kind of started like hanging out there more, and I was like, oh, this is Coffeehouse. Like, I've heard about it before. And then I realized that like there's a crazy overlap between the 2 spaces. Like, I feel like the kids who are into maybe weird music are not like a majority of the population in the university, so they all just like they're all attracted to like these spaces.
Yeah.
So I kind of just started to like hang out at Coffeehouse and WXDU a bunch, and then that's also where I met my like other 2 friends / bandmates.
That's so, it's like what you're saying right now is kind of epic, because it's like you are from not the States, you're from China, and you listen to bands of a spot, and you're of like Durham. I mean, I don't have to like retell the story, but it's just kind of like the idea that you can be like, I think a place is cool based on the music that's coming out of here is such a cool, like, it's like not the internet necessarily. I mean, it is, but it's not like, you know, Google reviews of Durham or whatever. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's like a sound. It's a way to like really like encompass a city in a sound based on like people at the local radio station or one of the local radio stations like tastes in music. It's just cool. Like, it's an interesting way to like decide where to go.
Yeah, I mean, like, I still have a really like deep impression of like, I think I heard like this band called Cosmic Punks or something. Yeah, and I don't know, I was just like, this is awesome. And I searched up like XDU on Instagram and Facebook, and like I saw pictures of like the CDs and stuff, which is kind of crazy because like I grew up at a place where you basically had no access to like, there's no record stores or like no CD stores. Like, I haven't really like touched physical media, like, other than my parents like old, like some of their old CDs, but like they don't even listen to CDs that much, so it's like super new to me. And then like all of the to be able to see like all these stacks of CDs in a library, it was just like, wow, like, yeah, I'm gonna go there and check those out. So,
How did you get so into music? Was it like just streaming and internet stuff, or?
I don't know how I got into music. I feel like it's like, I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay,
honestly, like
great.
growing up, it was like, I mean, I guess my generation is very much like streaming generation.
Yeah.
But also, like, I didn't really even have access to Spotify or YouTube, because you need in China, you need to have a VPN to go on these sites.
Yeah.
So like I had like a Chinese streaming app where it's just like top 100 Billboard, but it also had a bunch of other stuff, but it's just totally like, I have no idea what this is. Like, you know, like there's no,
it's like state run or something.
no, it's not state run. It's just like a Chinese company. It's just like, but the thing about like all the random like, you know, music from the world on that platform is just like, there's no way to figure out like who are these bands, like what are historical context for these bands.
Yeah.
But like I kind of just like stumbled upon some bands through that, I guess, and it was all super random. Like I remember like stumbling upon like the Gerbils, which was like an Elephant Six band.
Oh, whoa, really?
Yeah, and I didn't know it at the time. I really liked that band. And like Christian Death, which I was a big fan of, I guess, for a little while.
Which I guess I was a fan of also.
And then I really liked like My Bloody Valentine,
Yeah,
and you know, Cocteau Twins in high school.
God, so much cooler than I was in high school.
And yeah, I don't know. It was just like kind of natural, but I had an interesting musical journey because obviously I also liked, you know, other stuff.
Yeah.
Like The Weeknd.
Yeah. I mean, it's all, it's everything, you know. You don't just like indie cool shit or like, or stuff that you don't like, that you find on popular music apps or whatever. You like that stuff too, you know. Okay, so we're gonna tell us a little bit about Tractor Beam for a second, so we can play a little more of your music and like.
Okay.
We sort of got to Little Chair, and we're like, okay, now we have Little Chair. And was that your first band?
No, actually, Tractor Beam is my
Was
first
the first
band.
band? Okay, how did we
Yeah.
get into Tractor Beam, and how do you write so much music? This is great.
Tractor Beam was I was telling you like the two people I met at Coffeehouse,
Yeah.
who are also at the radio, David and Austin. I think like one of the first times I went and hung out at Coffeehouse, Dave and Austin were there, and I overheard them talking about like screamo, and I was like, oh, like, do you guys listen to this band called Seisha? And they did, and then so we kind of had like a conversation about it. That was kind of nerdy, but they were like, oh, like, do you play any instruments? Like, we're jamming tomorrow here at Coffeehouse.
No way.
Which is also like a big part of Coffeehouse. I think like historically a lot of bands have started there because it's a great practice space. Like,
yeah.
you know, where are you going to get access to like a drum kit and like a perfectly functioning sound system?
But how do you? Okay, keep telling that story. But I'm curious, like, how do you even jam there as a student? Like, do you just like book it or? Like,
No, you just have to like work there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
But anyways, yeah, and I didn't, but I was like, yeah, I play instruments because I wanted to jam with them. So I was like, yeah, I play the bass. And then the next day I showed up and I kind of just played like bass, but I kind of like I was just randomly playing the bass. And it was fine because we were kind of just making like noise. Like we plugged in like it was like David was drumming, I was playing the bass, and there were like maybe like 3 crazy distortion pedals on the bass, so it didn't really matter what I played. And then also a bunch of like distortion on Austin's vocals. So it was literally like the first few Tractor Beam practices was just like harsh noise, and then until a point where like there were people downstairs that came up and like complained and was like, hey, we're doing work down there, like, can you reel it in?
Like, literally no.
I was like, fair. But I remember that was like our first practice, and it felt like so magical.
Yeah.
Like we were just like, this is it, you know.
Where did you get the name of Tractor Beam? And then we're gonna play some TB songs.
I think it was an idea Austin and David conceived. Is just like the beam that comes out of a UFO.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. And then our first flyer was like a UFO on the streets with like no beam, and then it says, "Where is Tractor Beam?"
I love this part of bands because it's like sometimes it means nothing.
Yeah.
And that's also like people like I feel like before I was in bands, I was like, oh, everything is so meaningful and like deep and like really precious about content,
Right.
Which I didn't call content that I put out. And now I'm just like, I'm not. I feel like it's really nice to just be like, some things don't matter. Like, and some things like art can be spontaneous. It doesn't have to be like, you know, connective and deep to everything. It can just be like, yeah, Tractor Beam. Like, it's a thing that we thought about that we thought was cool. And like, then we played with the image. Yay. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
And I feel like that's really valuable. Like, it's hard, I think, these days for anything to be like, I think it's actually harder to do something just for the sake of doing it and not have to like always extract a product or a meaning out of it, because it's like such a capitalist thing to do.
Yeah.
Like that, it almost feels wrong to just have fun. But I think I really like the main reason why we started playing music was that it just felt like a hangout, and we were always just having fun and making music together.
Yeah.
And it felt really rare. So
That's epically true. I'm going to let that sink in to people who are listening, because it's some really like, it's not even advice, but it's just like a really big light. It's a Tractor Beam upon like where we're at right now in terms of creating art and having fun. You know, I feel like it's just important to realize that part of art, of making art, and that's how some of the most revolutionary art has actually been made, you know?
right.
Okay. Speaking of, Lights for Cats by Tractor Beam.
here is where we'd have the tracks that the artists have been talking about. But since those tracks are protected, which go artists, we love that. We love you. Go buy all their music. We're just gonna put them on our Spotify playlist that we'll share in our show notes. And on to the next part of the interview. Thanks for listening. You're listening to WXDU. I was left hand clicking. It's really hard. WXDU and in Durham, and we're interviewing Lilian Fan, who is the music director for WXDU. Has what other like Coffeehouse? You are the where? What were?
I did booking last year. Now I'm just like a barista. I do sound.
Okay.
I'm chill. But
sick. You're like living the life now.
Yeah.
You're kind of retired.
I am retired, but I really like doing sound and training people. So
that's cool. See, okay, that's another cool thing about the coffee house. You can learn how to do sound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's super cool because I think most people, well, everyone who works sound is a student. So you kind of get the knowledge passed down from people before you about like how to mic stuff up, how to use the soundboard. And you also learn from like bands that play who are like, hey, like, what are you doing right now? Like, let me show you how it's done.
As one of those bands, I feel that, yeah.
I remember doing like Sound for Shoo Shoo once.
Oh my God.
Oh gosh.
Dude, seriously?
Yeah, and let's just say Jamie Stewart taught me like how to get things right for 2 hours. I did learn a lot from him.
I'm sure.
So I'm grateful.
I mean, they get to know. They know that you're students. They know what's up, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, and that's rad. What a cool resource! Oh my God.
I know.
Okay, so Tractor Beam, you were saying. Were you saying this on air where you were just like, oh yeah, I was like, I'll play bass. They're like, play bass for me. And we're like,
yeah. Sure. We were talking about that.
Okay. And then and then what happened? Like,
and then we kind of just started like playing and then playing like fake shows. I remember like,
what is that?
We would just do like parties at our house where we invite our friends and we pretend like it's a house show, but it's only like Tractor Beam, Little Chair, and maybe like our 2 friends that show up. And it would just be a big hangout. And then I remember we did like an interview with Hal Lambert and Mitchell Mobley on air once here before they were gonna play at Coffeehouse. And they're like, hey, why don't you guys open for us? Like on air.
Oh, yeah.
When they asked us about our band. And then we were like, sure. And we didn't really have any music. So we kind of just like played whatever for like 20 minutes. But it was great. They were really nice.
That's sick.
They were super inspiring, I think.
Did you ever think you were going to be in bands?
No.
Okay. Cool question. Cool answer. And then my other question is, did you feel like you would be like, were you nervous when you were opening? Were you like?
For sure. I think we were all so nervous because none of us have performed before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but it was also really exciting. Like, we can just do this sort of feeling. And it's not like we ever thought we actually wanted to be a real band. So things were kind of like, like there was not really any stakes or pressure.
I wonder if you asked some of the bands that are bands now actually know that this is true, that are touring, if they ever wanted to be in if they knew they wanted to be in a real band. And I think a lot of them would say, and whatever that means, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people would say, no, we were just jamming.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's sometimes you stay together for a long time. It's like a relationship, right? You're like, sometimes you're like, oh yeah, that's it changes. We're good friends now or whatever. Rarely does it ever work, you guys. But sometimes, and then oftentimes bands break up. And that's just what happens. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the music is just a byproduct of friendship. Sorry.
I'm crying. I'm literally
Wait,
bawling.
that was corny as I said it.
I know, but it's amazing. It was also It wasn't corny. It's just true. Like the music is a byproduct of friendship. Is a cool way to be in a band. Not everyone does that, and you don't have to, but it's cool. It sounds pretty sustainable.
Are you still friends with those guys?
Yeah, I mean they're in Chicago now and they're in really cool projects. Austin and David play in this band called Copies, and David also plays in this band called Sects. And they recently played Pinhook at the pop show, but
Yeah.
I like visit them a bunch, and like they're doing like recording stuff now, so like sometimes I find them to like record music for our band, and it's just awesome. Like we find reasons to visit each other.
That's so cool. What is going on for you after you graduate?
I don't know.
Great. but like musically, are you sticking around in Little Chair a little bit, or?
Yeah, I mean, one of our band members is moving away, but we're gonna try to like. I think one of the main objectives I have in like finding a place to live is definitely to be close with people I can play music with.
Yeah.
So like Chicago is a consideration because so many music friends are there.
Totally.
But yeah, it's definitely gonna be like I'm gonna keep trying to do that after I graduate.
How was the big pop show?
Oh, it was so great. It was, for context, Big Pop Show is like a 4-day fest sort of that we did last month in March across like the Triangle, or more so Carborough and Durham, like Pinhook Coffeehouse, Art Center, and Cat's Cradle Back Room. And we basically invited a lot of it is like music friends that we've made, like touring, exchanging zines and stuff.
Zines. Are you kidding me? Zines in
Zines.
2026. This is
Unfortunately, it's still happening.
I love it so much.
But I met some of them like trading zines or like through other college radio stations, and it's just cool that people our age are doing stuff in different places of the country, and then so we were like, we should all meet here.
That's cool. Yeah, I was here at the radio station, and you were giving a tour to like another like group of radio station people from.
Oh yeah, from Michigan.
Okay, Michigan. Yeah, great.
They play in this band called Sleep Tight Tiger.
Okay, so they were like, it was like multiple worlds. It was like, whoa, you guys too are playing in bands and touring and doing the radio station, and then hearing what their radio station does was so cool.
Yeah, I think it's actually so awesome that you realize that your own experiences aren't unique.
Yeah.
Lilian
dropping bombs out here.
No, I don't know. I think it's just cool because like you kind of realize that people from like radio stations sort of there's just like creative projects that are born out of it due to the nature of the station and the community around it. And there's something about the environment that like really nurtures creativity. And I feel like that's something to be like, I don't know, like there should be effort in trying to sustain that and recognize that it does, like, it plays such a big part in the music you play. And it's not just like, oh, I conceived this thing out of my mind alone, like individually,
Yeah.
And there's like so many, like, I think a big part of this station and like the local community is that like there's so many mentors who are also friends who are like older and have been through stuff, and like you get so much support from them because they've been through the same. I don't know, it's just a cool continuity.
There's like a lot of people that came before you, and also you're doing cool stuff, like it's both. And it's such a reach back and a reach forward. I mean, I think intergenerationality is like such an important thing, so that we don't forget where we come from, and also like get support. And so older people also are like, yo, there's still cool stuff happening. Like my life is not that boring. Like I think it goes both ways. Speaking of all of that, how did we meet? I guess I'm just kind of like, I remember you reaching, I'll talk a little so that you can get a little break. But I remember you reaching out to me. I remember Tractor Beam. I was like, this band is dope. And I love, like, there's like a moment I feel like in Durham, and I might be wrong. This could be because I was, watching Bodies or something. Like I was like distracted. But I feel like music, like bands that there weren't as many new bands coming up. There were everything goes through ebbs and flows, but I feel like the scene, whatever that means, is super energized right now. And so I remember seeing Tractor Beam being like, yo, what? And the Coffeehouse started picking up too. Like stuff started happening more so at Coffeehouse. And then you like wrote me an email.
Yeah.
I know that doesn't sound strange, but I was like, this, usually people are like, I want a book. But this email was like, what's up? I'm Lilian.
Oh gosh.
It was, no, I got to find it. It was just like, I'm Lilian. I'm doing this stuff at XDU and like would love to talk or something. It was just like, let's hang.
Yeah. I mean, I always thought Pinhook was so cool because like, I mean, I've been to a bunch of shows at Pinhook before we met. Like, some legendary ones like the Cindy Lee Free Heat Waves show. That was so good. And my friends and I always talk about how it's like that's the spot, like, because I don't know, the spirit is there, and it's like something that really holds the music community down, like locally in Durham.
That's sweet. I'm glad y'all feel that way because, yeah.
Yeah, and I also think it's awesome that it's like very much like queer POC sort of venue that I think is very needed too. And at least it made me feel very like, I don't know, happy and supported like locally when there's not, I guess like at least at the time, I feel like there wasn't a lot of other places that were explicitly like that for music.
Yeah. I mean, there still aren't, right? There's like, there are places, but I mean, and people are doing cool stuff. And a lot of people are doing cool stuff, but a lot of it still is like homogeneously run and owned by straight white men.
Yeah.
Straight cis white men.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I feel like
exactly.
there's like a lot of them are so nice and supportive, but I think it's just like, it's super cool that like I was able to find someone who is not that is kind of like, okay, not to be corny, but like, role model, booking music community, playing bands, and I was like, oh, like,
yeah,
I should talk to them.
It's just so cool that you reached out. Like, I was also like, because there's somebody else who had this sort of vibe that worked at KNC, that reached out to me like a decade ago or something, and it was cool, and I just was like, oh, I felt so connected in like what's going on now that's not at the venue at the Pinhook, because now that's a lot of my life, so it's just cool to be like, yeah, I want to know too. Like, it wasn't one way, I was like, I want to know what you're into, like what is happening out here, and what is like, where are you playing, and like what is the vibe. So it's, I don't know, it's an invitation, and I just want to like say that to you, but also say that to whoever's listening, to be like, do that, like reach out to people that you like think are like doing the thing that maybe you want to do or interested in or whatever, and just be like, hi, what's up? I'm Lilian.
Yeah, I do that like, I unfortunately like too much, especially like when I was first like playing music, because I was just excited, and I would just like email a bunch of people, and like surprisingly it works like totally. So much of the time, and it's just awesome that people are always like so nice and willing to help and give advice, and like, the worst thing that could happen is they don't respond to you, but
that's true. But also
a lot of times they do.
And in music, like, I mean, in this level, nobody's making money. Like, we're not making a lot of money. Like, it's not capitalist at this point. I mean, that we are like in a system, so we do have to do things, but also like, yeah, it's not like, I just feel like it is the love of the thing is the currency. How annoying does that sound? But like, I'm like, yeah, this actually feeds me. Like, the fact that you reached out, or like that there's bands doing stuff now, or like Coffeehouse exists, or XDU exists, like that feeds me too, And so it's like, yeah, we want to share that.
Yeah.
Like, you're not taking, it's not extractive to be like, yo, let's hang and share resources and thoughts or whatever. I mean, I got so excited. I was like, what's up, Lilian?
Yeah, no, it was awesome.
Let's have coffee.
We were in a Zoom meeting too. Yeah. It was funny.
Oh, cool. Well, this has been awesome. It's 11-ish and we still have some time, but I think we should use that to play some music. Do you want to play some? We're going to play one more Little Chair song, and then
we could play some of your songs too.
No, we can't. No, we cannot. But we can play one Little Chair song, and then a couple songs that you're like, this is some of my favorite stuff that came through the Coffeehouse or whatever you're
Sure.
thinking.
Yeah.
So let's go with this one because it's the longest name. It's called Roller Skater on Air version.
Oh yeah, we actually recorded that live at WXYC radio station. That's why it's called On Air
in
version.
Chapel Hill. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Was that with Sarah? Was Sarah there?
Yes, that was with Sarah. It's for their program called Backyard Barbecue, which is
Heck
super
yeah.
awesome.
Also, that's the cool thing too. Like love between radio stations is so sick when it
Yeah.
can happen. And Sarah now works at the Pinhook and Morgan and all these other things. So like people be out here like radio station, jobs in music or bands or whatever. Cool access point.
Thanks for listening to the Pinhook Podcast on WXDU 88.7 Durham, North Carolina. You can support us on our Patreon or our Substack, just patreon.com/thepinhook or substack.com/thepinhook. Thanks for your support and thanks for listening. We can only do this work with you and your support, so we appreciate it so very much. And we hope to keep small venues and queer-operated music spaces and art spaces alive as long as we possibly can. Thank you so much, and tune in next week.